We're live.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of MSATP TV. Joining us this morning is Rob Smith with 0.7 Second Search. Rob's going to be talking to us a little bit about making a Microsoft list to work for tracking your tax returns during tax season. So, Rob, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you're going to teach at this class?
Hi, my name is Rob Smith. I've ran my own accounting firm for a number of years, and then I started really getting into the Microsoft products, mainly OneNote, and but also with all the other tools that are available within the 365 suite, because you're paying for a program with probably about 20 different apps, and you're using maybe Excel and Outlook, and there's so much more out there, and this is one of the other tools that once you learn how to use it, not only going to be able to use it for yourself, but you're probably going to find uses that you're going to be able to then teach your customers and your clients and be able to do more consulting based on that kind of stuff too. So this Microsoft list is one of the apps within the 365 tool set. And the way we're going to kind of explain it is we're going to kind of build something that you could be using this tax season right out of the gate. Let's go ahead and let me kind of show you what the tool that we'll be looking at.
All right, that would be great.
Okay. One of the problems that I always had in managing my tax flow was keeping track of every tax return that I had to do, who was working on it, the status of it, and other information about the returns themselves. So a lot of us are basically doing that in Excel, possibly. I mean, I don't know what people are doing, but a lot of people they're going through, they've got a list of all their tax returns, and they've got a bunch of different unique columns sitting there in Excel. Well, list is very similar to that, but it's kind of like Excel on steroids. So for example, in this right here, if you go into all of your different apps, these are all of the 365 apps that you've got available to us. Microsoft List is this one right here. It's kind of the rainbowy type of looking color right here called Microsoft List. When you go into that, you'll be able to see all the different lists that you've basically built. And here I've got two of my favorites right here. I've got my business return tracker and my 1040 tracker. So if I just click on this list right here, I'll be able to go right in. And the first thing, I mean, Bill, when you first look at this, what does this look like?
It looks like Microsoft Outlook, not Outlook, Excel.
Yeah, it looks like Excel, doesn't it? You've got a bunch of rows and you've got some columns. Okay,
Right.
That's really, if you think about it, it's kind of like Excel, but on steroids. Because what you're going to be able to do is you're going to be able to come in and have a list of all of your customers down here. You're going to be able to go in and create, unique columns. So in this case right here, I've got a column called 2021. And in this case right here, I can click on this and I can change the status. So in this case right here, I can have a drop down, start, rolled over, dropped off, entry, preview, assembly, final, waiting on info. But if this doesn't match your workflow, you can actually go in there and customize this and make whatever fits your particular firm. So I can come in here and say, I'm not waiting on info anymore. I've basically got it done. I'm going to mark it to review. And then after I've done that, I've now marked Mike and Carol Brady to review. In this case right here, I've got different contacts, partners, staff. But once you have it in Excel, I can come in here and I can filter on this any which way that I want to. So for example, if I want to come in here and find out all the partners that I'm on, I can click this. If I want to come in and find everything that's been rolled over, I can click on this, and I'm going to be able to go in and filter on certain things.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
Not only am I going to be able to filter on it, I'm going to be able to come in here and let's just get rid of all those filters. I can come in and I can sort or group by partner so that you can come through there, say these are all the unassigned, there's all of Margot, and there's all of me. So you're going to be able to filter, group, and pretty much do anything that you want. And once you have your view set up, because right now, if I go in there and I change the filters on an Excel file, what does that do to everybody else? It changes it for them too. But in this case right here, we can all be looking at the same data with different views, because I can go in there and filter it on my clients, and you could go in there and filter it on your clients. And we can save different, and we can basically save all these different views by the way that we basically want to see it. So this right here, we're going to be able to go in and you're going to be able to create a list for your 1040s. You can also go in and do the same thing for the businesses. In this case right here, I've got clients, I've got the status, I can add notes, prepare, manager, whether it's been extended, the tax type, everything like this. But basically any list that you could create in Excel, we can create that list in Microsoft Lists, but get the power of the sorting and filtering, the ability for other people to view the same information multiple different ways, the ability to be able to add multiple columns. And what's also nice about this is that there's an app for this. So you can sit there and view this on your iPhone. And I believe Android is coming really soon if it hasn't already got here. But yeah, to be able to sit there and access your list right off of your phone is pretty powerful. And you can also come in and have conversations about this particular list item. So for example, you see this little purple box right there?
Right.
That right there tells you that we're actually having conversations about that. Somebody's made a comment about that. So you can actually click this right here and actually see the comments appear on the right.
Okay.
You can't do that in Excel, can you?
No.
So
Now,
it's really, so if you can basically go in and create a list in Excel, ultimately you're going to be able to create a list in Microsoft Lists and then be able to add a million different custom columns. So in this case right here, here's all the different types of columns that you can create. You can put pictures, you can even put locations, single lines of text, multiple lines of text, dates and times, everything like that. But ultimately, it's kind of like Excel lists on steroids. And that's just one more of the tools in 365 that you do. And then with the class, we're going to kind of discuss kind of how to build this in class, but you're also going to get a 30-minute video step-by-step that's going to walk you through how to basically take the information in Excel, use some data validation. So we're going to learn some data validation tricks. Okay, learn a little bit more about data validation. And you're going to then come in and then we're going to talk about it in class. But more importantly, you're also going to get this 30-minute video that's going to step-by-step walk you through everything that you need to do to be able to kind of come in here, download the template that we're going to start with, add data to it, import it, customize the columns, add new columns, format the views, use the list, and then do reporting on it, which is sorting and filtering it. So
if you have a tax software that has the ability to do a comma file download, you could just bring that right over into your Excel file, so you don't have to retype all that information in there. And then
that's exactly right, Bill.
to this.
Yeah, so yeah, that's exactly right, Bill. You could just export all your clients, drop it right into the template, either keep the columns that that the template has, and then import it, and then pretty soon you have the list already ready for you to start using, this tax season. So yeah, so you're going to be able to get up and running really quick on, using this Microsoft List for this upcoming tax season. Very
good. One of the questions that I had for you while we were looking at the list that you would put together there, is it changes made in real time so that if there's multiple people viewing that list at the same time, if you make a change, say from review to finalized, that it then hits finalized on everybody's?
Yes, no, that is correct. Yes, it will change real time. If you go in there and basically edit, so if I come in here, change this to review and change it to extended, you see how it immediately changed it.
And it's that,
and that's changing it for everybody. Pardon?
And that changed view is for everybody.
Well, the item, the data changed. Now my view may be different. If I can come in here and I can basically set up you see down here where it says save view, edit view, down here. So I can go in there and create different views, but no matter what your view is, the data will change on that view.
Okay.
So yeah, if you may not see the change if you're filtering on your clients and I'm filtering on my clients. You may not see the change even though it's happening in the background because you're not seeing it because But all the data is going to change real time. Now there is something that they are moving to in this one where you can actually download the data offline.
Okay.
Where, like for example, in warehouses, I've got some people are using this as inventory management, okay, to track all their assets, and they don't have Wi-Fi connection or good Wi-Fi connection. So they can actually download the list to a mobile device, make changes offline, and then when they come back, then synchronize. So in that case, it wouldn't be in real time. But I mean, if you think about the power of that and think of an asset listing, you know, it's really, you know, anything that any list you could create in Excel, move it to Microsoft lists, and it's going to be so much more powerful than having to manage that Excel list, because those Excel lists can get really crazy, and you can't put in pictures, you can't put in long typed notes with a lot of information in there. And this is going to be able to give you a lot more items than just your typical Excel column.
Very good.
So yeah, but that right there is Microsoft Lists. So you're going to get a touch for really understanding. And in this right here, in the class, you're going to learn how to create your own new columns. You're going to learn how to create the format views, how to use it, and then be able to sort it. So at the end, not only are you building a tool set that you could use for this tax season, more importantly, you're learning how to use Microsoft Lists, because once you start to think about this, you're going to be able to see, you know, oh, I can build a list for that. Oh, I can build a list for that. And then also you're going to be able to see it in your clients too.
All right. So anybody who's coming to your class next week or wants to sign up for it, if they were to download the CSV file from their tax software, they would be ready to start customizing their own program and be ready for tax season.
That's right. They could get this up and running in an afternoon.
Well, that's awesome. I hope people look forward to joining you. And I know your class is on the 16th, I believe. What time is that? 1 o'clock?
I believe so.
Yeah, 1 o'clock on the 16th. So if anybody's interested in attending the class, please call the office and get signed up for it. It'll certainly help make your tax season go a little bit easier, I'm sure, because you'll have the list to keep track of everything, and you and your staff will be able to work together. Rob can also send you out the video ahead of time so that you can listen to his video and make sure that you're ready to be up and running in time for his class and make it a little bit more interactive for you.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about the class?
No, pretty much. The one thing with the class, I'm hoping to make it a little bit more interactive, because one of the things in here, yeah, mechanically we can go through and kind of talk about, you know, here's mechanically how you do it within inside Microsoft Lists. But one of the things I also want to do within the group is to talk amongst the other attendees of what, it's not just what columns do you think we might want, you know, because we can track, because this is customized, we can track anything that we want to track. So, but if we get everybody kind of throwing out ideas, Bill, you may have a great idea of a column that you're going to be tracking. And then if that's like, oh, wow, Bill, that's a great idea, I'm going to basically add that column to myself too. So if we can get, you know, a number of people in a room throwing out some ideas, there's probably going to be somebody else with a different idea of something that you may want to be tracking or how you're going to track it.
Right.
Because once again, because this is so customizable, really the world's your oyster. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. Well, that's great. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. And if anybody's interested in joining the class, please call the office and we'll get you signed up for the class. And we'll be ready to go. Again, the class is on December the 16th at 1 o'clock. Rob, thanks for joining us today, and have a great weekend. And I will talk to you later.
Yep. Have a good day.